Hello children, welcome back to your SST class. I hope you have understood the first and the second chapter and you've gone through it thoroughly. So let's move to the third chapter. What is civics? What is civics? Civics teaches us how to live together and help each other. It also teaches us how the government works and how we enjoy our rights under the government. It also tells us about our duties towards our country. Civic sense. People who take care of their country and respect it are considered as good citizens. Civic sense is very important in running our country. If we want our town, city, or country to be a good place to live in, we need to have civic sense. Civics teaches us what work the government does, what problems our country is facing, and how these can be solved, and what we can do as citizens of India. So, what is civics? Civics is a part of social studies which teaches us how we people live together and help each other in a particular place. It also teaches us how a country is run by a group of people called government and how do they take care of us and how we enjoy our rights and duties under this government, what are our rights and duties towards our country, etc. Civic sense means the common knowledge which we people should have when we are living in a country, that is how the country has to be run, how we as the citizens of a country have to take care of the country and have to help the government in taking the better care of us. Importance of a good neighbor. A neighbor is someone who lives close to our home. We should be kind and helpful to our neighbors. Good neighbors take care of others and help them in time of need. Elections. India is the largest democratic country in the world. It is not possible for all the people to rule such a huge country. So we elect certain people who become our representatives. They form the government and run the country. That is why a democratic government is also called as the government of the people, by the people, for the people. The whole process of electing our representatives is known as election. Elections need a lot of planning and organization. Election Commission conducts elections in India. It plans every part of election, decides the dates, holds the election, provides all the details and announces the results. It makes sure that the election takes place in a fair and impartial manner. So what is elections? India is the largest democratic country. It means that there are so many people in our country, India, that it's not possible for all the people to rule such a huge, big country. So, we being the countrymen, we elect we elect or choose certain people who become the representatives for our country. These elected people form a government and take care or run the country. That is why a democratic government is also known as government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That means the government is for the people, it's of the people, and by the people. This whole process of choosing these representatives is known as election. Elections need a lot of planning, organization. So election commission, there is a group called election commission which conducts the election in India. And then in every part of the election, the dates are being given and then people go and cast their vote. And then finally, the process of voting and counting the votes and then a representative is selected. So this way elections are conducted in the country in an impartial manner. Impartial means without being partial to any person who is taking part in the election. Elements of an election. Voters. Those who vote to elect their leaders are known as voters. All citizens of India who are 18 years or above are allowed to vote in the elections. Voting. The process of electing our leaders by giving our support to them is known as voting. The Election Commission provides all voters with an identity card. This card contains details like the name and the address of the person along with his/her photograph. On election day, it's necessary to carry this identity card when voters go to the polling booth to vote. Voting is done by secret ballot. Nowadays, electronic voting machines (EVMs) are used to vote. People can cast their vote by just pressing a button. So voters are those people who vote and elect their leaders, and those people are 18 years and above of age. The process of electing leaders is known as voting. So all this happens with the help of the Election Commission. It provides all voters with an identity card with the name, details, address, etc. and also a photograph. And then on the voting day, you have to carry this card and cast your vote. Voting is done through electronic voting machines, and people can cast their vote by pressing the button whom they want to vote. Political parties. A political party is a group of people who have the same views about how to rule the country. There are many political parties in India. Political parties use symbols so that people who cannot read can identify party's symbol and vote for it. So political parties are those group of people who stand for the election, and there are many such parties in India, and each party has their own identity mark, like BJP has lotus, Congress has a hand symbol, etc. So those who cannot read and write can identify the symbol and cast the vote. To conduct elections, the country or state is divided into smaller areas called constituencies. Each constituency can elect one leader. Political parties select the member to fight the election in every constituency. This member is known as the candidate of that political party from that particular constituency. Each candidate tries to get maximum votes in order to defeat the candidate of other parties. The candidate who gets the maximum number of votes wins the election. So here, to conduct the election, the country is divided into constituencies. So each constituency can select one leader, and political parties select one member to fight the elections. So in this way, that candidate is the head of the party, and once the voting process takes place, whichever party gets the maximum number of votes, it wins. The political party which wins the elections in the maximum number of constituencies forms the government. So the party which wins in the maximum number of places or constituencies in the country, that wins the election and becomes the government. The part which does not win forms the opposition. Now, which parties did contest and did not win, they become the opposition party. The government makes rules and policies for the country or the state. The opposition raises questions about the government, work in order to make sure that it rules properly. So when the government is ruling, the opposition party keeps questioning the ruling government and trying to keep a check that the government is ruling properly.